The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the bowl the flour. Now this is 00 flour, and it's a strong flour. Now the next thing going in is semolina. You could, if you wished, increase the amount of flour and not use the semolina. However, I think it gives a far more interesting textured finished pasta dough. The last thing that's going in are the eggs. And what we're going to do with the eggs, first of all, is just break them up. And the eggs not only enrichen the whole pasta dough, but they are the moisture that combines the semolina and the flour and pulls it all together in a dough. So just lightly beat those up so that the whites and yolks are incorporated. And then pour it in to a well that you've made in the centre of your flour and semolina. And then I always start off with a wooden spoon at this stage, although it is hands at the end of the day that do the most of the work. Just wind that around. If you had a food mixer at home, then this recipe would work perfectly well, possibly even better, certainly quicker on a food mixer. We're now going to turn the dough out onto a board. And what you need at this stage is a good lot more flour. Now, this is probably the most important part of the recipe. What we're doing now is we're kneading the pasta dough. And what that really means is we're stretching all the gluten that's in the flour to form a really fine and supple dough, very similar to what you do with a bread dough. So what we're actually doing, if I can do this in slow motion, is I'm just pushing the heel of my hand into the dough like that and pushing it forward, and then with this hand here I'm turning it back over and bringing it towards myself and then doing the same thing again. So what we're doing is we're just stretching with that hand, folding over, rolling back, stretching a new part of the dough, folding over and rolling back. All the time I'm adding a little bit of flour to the surface so that we're not sticking to the surface in any way. And what you need to do is keep doing this until the whole dough starts to feel really, really smooth. At the moment, I can still feel the semolina very clearly in the dough. And what we want to do is just work that to a point where the semolina and the flour are really well incorporated. Right, what I'm feeling now is a much, much tighter dough. It feels almost elasticated. It feels like I could sort of pull it like that, look, and you can see that it's all really, really together as a dough should be. It's also feeling a little bit silkier on the outside as I work it, a little bit smoother. That semolina is not quite so evident to the touch. So that is a finished lump of pasta dough. Now, I wouldn't necessarily immediately spring up and start making raviolis and tortellinis with this. This would go in the fridge and I would use it as and when I needed it. It's going to last a good 2 or 3 days like that. It's not going to last 2 or 3 days if it's already rolled out. So pasta dough really should be kept in a nice big lump in the fridge, and then just cut off what you need, use it, and you've got the rest to use again.